Hello fellow wargamers and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon video with me, Bubblebox, and today we've finally got ourselves a multiplayer match using the Finland and Yugoslavia DLC press preview build. And wow, what a match we've got. We've got some really good players to play with and to play against as well. In fact, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the class of player I've got to play with and against here. In our team, we've got Tierra, Bolt Source, myself, and White Lizard, and we are playing all Finland decks. And in the opposition, we've got Razman, Josip Brudubar. I'm not sure. I don't think that's his real name, but I'm not sure. But he's definitely a good player. We've got captains, and we've got Felix from Eugen as well. I think probably one of Eugen's best players. So they are playing all Yugoslavia decks, apart from Felix, who is actually playing the Coalition Yugoslavia-Poland deck. So he does have access to a lot of nice choppers like the Sokols and the Salamandra Recon chopper as well of the Polish. So we'll get this down to one, get the game underway and see. It's on Highway to Seoul, the big version of the map. Here comes all of the Yugoslavian units. There's the little ATV. Right there, the Bushmasters, all the good stuff. And on our side, down here, I'm going to be heading over to Alpha, sticking my Puma on there, or my infantry, which are coming in a Puma, and then I'm sending the rest of my units over to Bravo, and then onwards to Echo, and also I'm going to be putting a load of units over, hopefully in this region here around this building in these tree lines, to try to put a line of defense there and then push up into and through Echo. Now this is of course Conquest, which I'm not the best person at, I have to say. I'm much more used to playing Total Destruction, but we're playing Conquest today because these guys tend to play Conquest all the time. As White Lizard is going to come up against the Hera 2 and should be able to take that down because the Hera 2's only got rocket pods unless he can fire position, which he doesn't, and takes that out. But then there's this Gamma 2 with 2 infrared Igla missiles of the Yugoslavians, fires one off which misses and fires another one off which also misses, so that's its payload done. And White Lizard lives to fight another day, doesn't quite manage to get its little gun firing on the Gamma 2. So I'm moving units forward now, bringing out Naito. White Lizard is bringing out a marksman and some other units. I don't know why. I think I did ping this, so I don't know why he's put a command on there as well. We should soon sort that out. We've also got 2 commands in the base for some reason. Which is we've also got some Sturms in the base. Sturms are now just 5 points, which is probably about right because they're never going to get into the battle. Good for defense, I guess, though. Now, my units are coming up against this BOV 986 and the Musti, which is recallless rifle. They're only 10 points each, got 2 of them sitting there, and it's either the Musti or the Bushmaster. Sorry, we've got the Bushmaster. Did I say Bushmaster earlier? Or the Bushmaster from the XA manages to take that out as I just tried to get a foothold into Echo. And it looks like, wow, there's a lot of units coming down there from Razman. Razman has actually just dropped from the game, by the way, but still got all his units. He's coming down. Looks like we're going to be using them to flank across into Delta with a lot of units coming forward, putting Bolt Source under a lot of pressure into Delta. And over on the left, Felix has pushed really hard down. Of course, the Finnish haven't really got a defense against helicopters because they haven't got any AA helicopters of their own, so it was a bit difficult for Tierra to keep them back at the start of the game, but hopefully now he'll be able to battle for Hotel, although Felix has got some recon units in and around that road that he's going to have to use to get into Hotel, and has got more units coming down in these Scott 2s as well, making good use of those Polish units in that deck. Bolt Source bringing in some MiGs with the rocket pods, trying to slow down this huge push coming through the middle here. Stunned a few things. He's got some mortars firing away as well, trying to hold back these big, I think 160mm, a la Israel. They're 160mm mortars, trying to pound away. We've got some napalm landing on top of them as well. Got the Yakaris, the Katarin Yakaris, in fact, trying to do the proletarians, a little bit of damage, but lots of support coming in, support trucks coming in. And in the meantime, I've kind of managed to get into this building here. White Lizard's just pushed his BTRs up there and he's trying to get his Mostur Vakis. But there are some of these really good, I can't pronounce it, Morco something Basharis in there, but he does just sneak his command in, but when he sees these infantry he just pulls it back, because we are bleeding a couple of points at the moment, although we have got a nice little lead. We've both spread our units out and around here to stop them pushing down through and into Alpha, and now we can concentrate on trying to push up into Echo as another unit goes down there. We've been flanked down through this road here, and in fact Bolt Source under real pressure. I'm not sure if White Lightning even knows this is happening, as his charioteers. These charioteers are the really cheap tanks, cheap World War II tanks he's bringing in to try to help us out. Looks like Tierra is also trying to help out Bolt Source a little bit on this side, bringing in some Panzer Yakaris and this KT with its rocket pod and its awesome little, which is firing right now, awesome little cannon. But he's having his own problems on the left here with Felix. Rocket pod planes don't seem to be doing a massive amount of damage, but they are managing to stay alive. Not a lot of AA being brought up by, well, it says Razman, obviously it's not Razman, I think it's probably Joseph, who's control of Razman's units. But he is doing a good job at pushing the Bolt Source back on the 2-point sector, and manages just there to get a command into the corner here. Now they did just try and push a unit over there, and which they've managed to shoot down. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, it was just a helicopter. They have got 2 tanks sitting here. Captains has put 2 tanks in here. They're pretty decent tanks as well, with an accuracy of 65% and stabilizer of 60% and AP power. So anything that comes over that ridge is going to get sniped by those tanks, and I don't think I do actually push anything over that ridge at this point in the game. They do hold a fair amount of Echo at this current time. I've got my recon unit up there, and White Lizard is trying to just push up as well. He's just unloaded a load of Yakaris, which are the standard riflemen. Oh no, sorry, actually they're Yakari 90s, which are the standard riflemen, line infantry, regulars for the Finns. He's pushing his XA 180s first, which I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but yeah, this little tank is going to take them out, I think, quite easily. It's actually quite a nice tank. Yeah, Captains has invested quite a lot into tanks, actually. I do bring in some, where are they? Yeah, here, some of these mortars of my own, a batch of 4, just to try to soften up over in the corner in Echo before we push forward to try to take hold of Echo. We have managed to get a command into Echo, which has stopped some of the bleeding, but we still haven't got a command in Delta, although Bolt Source doing a good job managing to push back, attacking the proletarians to take them out nice and easy. But we've got some Padobranskis coming in here, 20 of them, with these are really nice Padobranski 90s with the Eriks, or the Bumbar as it's now called, close quarters machine gun, coming up against these guys, which aren't quite as good, shock troops against elite troops. We have got the XA with the Bushmaster, which actually gets just a little bit too close. I think he's targeting it. Yeah, he's using that Eriks to good effect to kill those Bushmasters as the Hawk flies over. It's dropped its 2 bombs and gets shot down for its efforts. Over on my side, the Jackaries have moved into this tree line, which immediately are getting mortared, are they? Oh, he's got some of those never mitts out as well, looks, hidden in the trees, waiting for our planes to fly over. Now on the right here, I do get some infantry over here, these Renicanaris, but they are spotted by the recon and taken out by the MA4. But I'd also fly this chopper, this Puma, which has got recon special forces in it, and I managed to sneak past, despite being shot at, I managed to sneak past his recon of captains, and I don't think he noticed at that point. So I managed to sneak past, doing a bit of spinning, and continue my journey and try to get into their base with my recon. Now I am bringing up more infantry of my own in these XAs with the Bushmasters. Got 3 there. I think I bring in 3, a set of 3 on the other side as well somewhere. I think I do anyway. I unload them and just start to push them forward. However, this Vihor here, which is one of the big Yugoslavian tanks, really nice tank, superb actually, of course, as of all, do chew up my infantry somewhat as they try to push forward, and I haven't got anything to combat them. It's just a shame I didn't have an ATGM chopper or something like that. The Charioteers, forgive me, a bit of fire support trying to take out these recon units, which it manages to do, but I've got my 3 squads of Panzerjägeris, which I'm not sure they're going to make it into this building. I've got my Bushmaster just running up to try and take out this recon. The Vihor pulls back because I am actually, it is actually getting mortared currently. And we have had Echo neutralised because they've put a command tank, and it's one of the big ones as well. The big heavy, well not heavy, medium tank, which is 170 points, but it's got decent armour to withstand artillery shots, which we didn't kind of realise. But my Panzerjägeris have been chewed up. I'm not even sure if they make it into that building. So they've still got a good grip on the corner of Echo here, but we are managing to slowly take control of Echo. However, Bolt Source still struggling to take Delta. They've even got in around the back of him here. They've gone in probably through these trees, I'm not sure, but they've even got some units into this compound behind Delta, which is going to really affect his reinforcements getting to the front line. And Thierry managing to hold him at golf, but having all sorts of problems with Felix on the left there. Now in the game I didn't really look at the map too much. I didn't notice kind of what was going on over on the left here too much, which I probably should have done. And if I had done, I probably also should have tried to put more pressure perhaps onto Juliet, because I think that Captain is mainly controlling this left hand side with a little bit of help from one of the other players, but mainly there's a player v Bolt in the middle, there's Felix v Thierry in the middle, and then there's Captain kind of holding this region up here, because there's only 3 of them, so they are outpointing them a little bit on the left hand side, whereas we are outpointing probably Captains on this side. So a little Gazella there doing a, I don't know what it's doing, bit of a suicide run, gets taken out immediately. I don't know whether it was a marksman or the Yakaris took it out. I'm continuing to pound away with my mortars, my 160mm mortars. Now of course I'm not sure what I was trying to hit. I think there were 2 tanks in here I was trying to target, so it kept opening up on stuff on the road. Boltsaw still got his command. We've got another command going into Delta as well. We seem to have too many commands around at the moment. White Lightning bringing in T-55 and some more infantry. Got some of the ITO, some of those nice ITO anti-air units. Now I did drop off my squad, my recon squad from my Puma. The Puma's been spotted by this Gamma 2, which kind of gets attacked a little bit. He hasn't finished it off though. And my recon squad is moving in on their base. In their base they've got these 2 Nora tube artilleries, and they've got a little jeep that they're using as their command. At the moment we are equal on points, although they are slightly ahead. The rocket pod planes going in again, they are indeed. Don't seem to be doing a lot of damage though. Maybe they're not so useful after all, but I do get my recon squad into position, and if we just go to my perspective just for a second, we can see I spot the artillery first of all, the Noras, and I spot this thing, but I haven't spotted it's the command yet, but I have spotted that it's there. So we'll keep an eye on that. I do tell my teammates who say they're going to start artillerying. I'm still moving my Telekra artillery around a little bit, and we have No, their command's still in there. I was going to say we just destroyed it, but we haven't because I'm still on... Yeah, we're on neutral now. There we go. So their tank command's still in there. But I do spot that it is a command very shortly, and then I turn on my ATGM weapon and just take out their command, rather than waiting for our artillery to do it. And then I turn my weapon on the Noras, take the 2 Noras out, and then I'll plonk him just over here on the road, just so that they have trouble regaining as they immediately bring in another command, as they have trouble. Hopefully I would make it troublesome for them to get another command onto Kilo. Unfortunately, it's not their only spawn point. They have, of course, got one on this side in Julia and one on this side in Lima. So although it did take a command out, didn't take their spawn points out, did it. So it doesn't do us too much good, apart from taking one of their commands out and keeping the points reasonable for the moment. Anyway, the artillery is starting to rain in. I've brought out a couple of the RA 91s, MRSs. Again, I'm hoping, against hope probably, to try to just soften their units up and maybe take out their command in the corner here, which I don't manage to do. I do bring up a load of tanks. I'm not sure if it's right. Oh, we've got 4 Hawks going in. These are the bombers. Let's watch these guys go in. Not sure what they're bombing. There we go, bombs away. Bombing the T-55s by the look of it. Or is it the infantry? Looks like they haven't got the T-55s. Stunned. Did a fair amount of damage as well. Not sure if they got out. Oops, whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, there we go. So, where are we? Yes, so, still neutral in Delta. Oh, we've lost Gulf though. Gulf's been taken out. Still got those infantry in this compound, and Felix pushing on into Gulf. There's a recon squad down there that should be taken out by these tanks from bolt source, hopefully. It's got a stabilizer. Is it not going to shoot those? They're out of range, really? Got this chopper's going to get... Oh, there we go, and takes them out. Yeah, thought so. Good. Bolt source is actually still holding on and is managing to keep his command in position, but they have got a +2 now, mainly because we've lost Gulf. However, we are making a bit of progress. White Lizard gets some infantry into this compound. I'm just sneaking forward to try and see what's going on with my recon unit, and I do bring in some tanks, some T-55s, I believe, as I keep my Ruckers firing away, keep my mortars firing away wherever they've gone. I know I keep them firing away. My squad here is still in position, but they are sending a Hera 2 and some infantry to try and deal with it. I do try to reposition it at this point because I gather they're probably trying to find me, and they've got a command here waiting to come in, and they do in fact take out my squad with the Hera 2 rocket pods, leaving it open for them to now put their command back on, which isn't going to help us at all. We try to move into this corner, but they've just put a whole load of Vidras in there with the Malyutkas and the autocannon and some infantry as well, and putting some proletariat on this side as well. So the mortars start back up again into this corner. I try to move forward with my infantry, but these autocannons are just mashing them up. We're getting a bit of fire support, but probably not enough. White Lizard brings his T-72 a little bit close. There are Malyutkas on these BVPs, but he manages to snipe one. This Zill's just being moved in as screen. I do fire in with all of my rocket artillery just to try to stun them up a little bit, but we've kind of lost momentum a little bit. The command tank's being damaged. There's a T-55M recon tank being moved up on the left hand side. Snipes a unit just there. Hasn't spotted their command tank just yet. This is Gilles. It's going to get taken out by the proletariats. I think it will anyway. seems to be surviving incredibly well. It's still going forward. T-55s have now arrived. I've bought a bunch of them. They're not the best tank in the world, but this is close quarter stuff, so I don't want to be bringing out really super heavies. They're 50-point tanks. They've got very little armor, but the gun isn't too bad. Accuracy of 70%, AP power of 17, and HE of 3. So I think they're pretty much ideal for this kind of situation. And when White Lizard sees my tanks moving in, he moves his Yakaris in as well, and these things as a bit of a shield are moving in front of everything else. However, his recon has spotted the command tank. No, it hasn't spotted the command tank. It's still firing at this M84 over here, but the XA-180s are moving in soon to spot the command tank. So the push is going well, although the enemy are pushing on the other side. Oh, we've actually, is that me with that hawk? No, that's Thierry's actually going to get rid of these at last. Oh, they still survive. Okay. A little bit underwhelming, those bombs. The command tank is gone, and we at last have managed to get control of Echo. It's taken a while, but we are still the 2 points down, unfortunately. This side is getting overwhelmed currently. But remember, there is only one player against a player which is outpointing him. Bolt Source is actually managing to push back now in the centre here in Delta. Oh, they are +4 now. Wow, that's because they've just got a command onto Golf as well. A T-72 command tank. Oh, it's looking bad. And they're going to put another command into the buildings as well by the looks of it. Okay. Meanwhile, I decide to keep pushing with the T-55s. Made it all the way to Echo. Things aren't looking good as they are clicking away at +4 a turn. So I just decide to keep moving forward and try to take them over and into India to try to take that out. The mortars are still firing away. They're nearly out of ammo. And my Rackers are loading up for another barrage, this time into India. I'm also bringing in a load of choppers with the TOW2s, 4 of them, because things are getting desperate now and we need to push really quickly if we are to get anything out of this game. Bolt Source also throwing caution to the wind and pushing his units forward. They haven't got a lot of units actually, and if he could get these Panzer Yakaris forward without them dying, this recon tank here is taking pot shots at them, unfortunately. Ooh, and a few more go down. He's bringing some more infantry though up the road here. If we can get that command, it would be quite useful. There's a T-72 Minnod. Could do with taking out this OT. Pushing forward in my T-55s, making reasonable progress. White Lizard's following up. I've got these recoilless rifles moving in as well as my rocket archery fires in to India just before my T-55s make their presence felt. Managed to stun this M84, but it just comes to stop being stunned, and in fact there's a Vihor sitting at the back here which is going to be death, I think, probably to my tanks, and it's one of the big ones as well. So there go my T-55s. So nothing else really pushing up into India anymore, and points are clicking down. I'll bring some more infantry in to push onto Juliet, but I think it's probably too late by now. Bolt Source has pushed all the way forward in Delta now. What a shame we didn't have more points or more time, because he was pushing back in this centre ground, although Felix was still pushing forwards. Now he's even pushing into the base in Foxtrot. Looks like he's dropped a whole bunch of napalm down there. Wow. So Bolt Source is going to finish the game by taking out the enemy command by the looks of it. Very nice. Oh, we didn't quite manage to take it. What a shame as the game ends. So quite a competitive game. A good game to be in. Very competitive compared to the games I normally play. Got quite a good win-loss out of it, but I think I probably should have been a lot more aggressive to help my team on the right hand side, and perhaps pushed into their spawn zone, tried to push into their spawn zone a little bit more. But these were really, really good players that we're playing against, so no shame in a loss there, I don't think. I'd like to thank everyone in the game for playing and letting me play with them as well. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will enjoy the DLC if you get it. I think it's going to be, well, it's going to be on sale tomorrow, Thursday, I think around 5:30 p.m. Central European time. I think it's going to cost $9.99 if you want to get it. Come online, and if you see me, come for a game. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.